obviously, at some point or the other, people, audiences at large would have sort of entered that whole OTT space. It was going to happen anyways. Just that pandemic made what would have been a change over 10 years take all of that put together in 2 years, right? And literally everyone now is consuming some kind of OTT content or the other. Most of it, I suspect, is television shows, right? It's long form content. That's where we are. And that's where we should be, because that's what the format is best suited for. And TV shows have always been watched, even before OTTs were in the picture, where we only watched television, as it were. Indians were watching 4 hours of television every day. So that's 4 hours of binge of any show right now on OTT platform. So that doesn't excite me so much. I mean, there's great stuff, don't get me wrong. It's amazing stuff out there, whether it's Indian or international. But what excites me about OTT is how it expands our choices into genres that we did not delve into before. For instance, stand-up comedy, right? I mean, if you take a look at Zakir Khan's Tathastu, now that's just pure and simple storytelling, but it's also stand-up comedy, taking it one notch higher, because that genre now is in that state where it can go beyond just joke telling. And I love that piece of content from 2022, which is an Amazon Prime Video. You take a look at Indian Predator series that Netflix did, which is basically a bunch of stories about real-life crimes happening in big cities, whether it's a Delhi, whether it's a Nagpur, whether it's a Bangalore, and it just shakes you up, because these are, of course, reported stories. You've read about them, perhaps, in the news media, but when it's all put together in a fantastically formatted, storytelling method, which is pure documentary mini-series style, you're drawn to it, right? And this is documentary per se is not a genre that Indians have been used to. We did not. I mean, you take a look at something that happened actually last year, which was the documentary on Leander Pace and Mahesh Bhupati's life, right? Which Ashwini Iyer Tiwari and Nitesh Tiwari, hardcore Bollywood filmmakers, made. Now you take that and then you just see 2022, you see Neeraj Pandey, one of Bollywood's top filmmakers, making an entire documentary mini-series on the India-Australia Test series. As it is, cricket is something we're fascinated by. Test cricket, not too many of us watch. And then if it's formatted into entertainment of a kind which is storytelling, film storytelling, but in a documentary form, that's what OTTs have done. They've brought a certain money or exposure or investment into stuff that network television would not have done, because they didn't see numbers in it. Now you can see subscribers in it. And of course, cinema was not capable of, because, you can't watch a mini-series on a cinema screen for too long. So I think what excites me about OTT platforms, besides the long-form content, and that's great too, is the newer things that we're getting exposed to in terms of genre. So yes, I think to me it was the year of the non-fiction, primarily because of OTT platforms. So whether it's a stand-up comedy, I mentioned Zakir Khan, or it's a documentary series, I mentioned Indian Predator, which is on Netflix, or Neeraj Pandey's Bando Mein Tha Dam. These are things that I'm happy we caught, and I hope we see more and more of this kind of entertainment.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.